Everyone here? Welcome, welcome. Glad you all came. Car sales have been rough lately. Whatever problems you've got, don't hold back. Say it. We'll solve it together. No discounts. Cars just don't sell. No new generation. Gets pushed out of the market. New generation comes out. Old owners call it a cash grab. Still not enough chips. Customers can't get their cars. They all leave. Factory capacity still isn't enough. Too many customers. Can't chase them off. Can't open stores fast enough. Nobody dares to buy. Loss is too big. Several stores closed. Opened over 1,400 stores. Still not enough. Cash flow pressure is huge. Lose money on every sale. Inventory pressure is huge. Even slash prices. Nobody wants them. Pressures too. Work pressure's too much. Delivering cars every day. Can't keep up at all. I've put up with you long enough. Who are you? Who are you? I am BYD, aka Build Your Dreams. A wild seal is quite precious. It is a nationally protected animal, second class. What's lying in front of us now is an adult male seal. How do you know it's male? A seal like this on the market goes for 259,800 yuan, but it's basically priced with no supply. Order one now. Takes about 4 to 6 months to arrive. Why so slow? It's wild from Antarctica. What, you thought it was farmed in Changzhou? The seal has a streamlined body, a drag coefficient of only 0.219. It's an athlete of the sea. This one carries an 82 kilowatt-hour lithium iron phosphate blade battery. In theory, it could swim from Qingdao to Shanghai. Besides endurance, the seal also has impressive burst power, even using just its hind legs, 0 to 100, like a young person's first hot hatch. Just 5.9 seconds, official figures. Little Lou, I'm not trying to start anything. I'm just curious. Here, take it, take it. Golden October. Wheat fields turning gold. Fruit ripening. And once again it's the season for baby seals to mate. We probably can't air this, right? Yeah, I couldn't keep that bit going anyway. Seriously though, the design of the BYD Seal is genuinely successful. Proportions are coordinated, clean and flowing. Not flashy, not forced. The 19-inch wheels rarely manage to sit flush with the body. Even Tieshio, who's picky about everything, can't find much to complain about. These lines are too busy. What do you know? That's the seal's whiskers. This panel sticks out too much. What do you know? That's the seal's tail. There's way too many dots here. I have trypophobia. What do you know? That's a spotted seal. This seal's details might be a bit confused, but it's probably BYD's best-looking car right now. Saying that is just asking for a fight. It's clearly the best-looking sedan from a Chinese brand. I can't be the only one who thinks so, right? Compared to the exterior, it's easier to find faults. In the interior, the door panel and center console don't line up, which is especially unkind to certain zodiac signs. The light-colored suede-like material, once it gets dirty, looks a bit cheap. And some design choices are just baffling. Why is this interior all curves? Twisting and winding everywhere? It's the ocean theme. Waves crashing. Makes sense. This steering wheel feels pretty good. But it looks weird. It's the ocean theme. On the ocean surface, whales breach. Makes sense. This center console shape. Why is it a bit curvy? A bit sultry? It's the ocean theme. There's a mermaid. Makes sense. Now that you say it, it kind of does look like one. But why is the mermaid's tail so small there? I get it now. The whole interior is built around ocean elements. But these two big screens, aren't they a bit out of place? Mermaids need to watch TV too. Whether the ocean theme was used well is up for debate. But the materials in the Seal's interior are genuinely good. Large areas of soft padding are standard. The seats look similar to the Link & Co. 03s, but softer. Diamond stitching adds texture, without being too loud, in a good way. The cheapest looking part is probably the door handle speakers, and this big plastic panel. This panel is hard on the eyes. Then you could buy the all-wheel drive performance sport package version. That one has a different panel, but that one's exterior is hard on the eyes instead. Like a lot of EVs, most functions are folded into the screen, but thoughtfully, the Seal kept some physical buttons, and even includes something rare in the industry: a mirror adjustment button, light and wiper stalks, a glove box switch. The infotainment is the familiar Android system, very smooth, and pretty smart too. Hey little D. I feel a bit stuffy. Okay, I've cracked the driver's window for fresh air. I feel a bit too windy. No wonder I saw something flying up there. Coke or Pepsi, which is better? They just have different flavors. Both are super tasty. What about Tesla? It's a pretty good car brand. Its existence always motivates me to do better. But its UI isn't great looking, and the operating logic isn't smart enough either. Good day, class. Today let's do a little pop quiz. How do you adjust reg and braking? Vehicle settings. I know this one. Off. Where do you adjust screen brightness? Settings, vehicle. I know this one too. D-Link. Where's the seat welcome function? It's got to be under seats. Wrong. It's under welcome. Can you close a pop-up by tapping outside it? Probably. I don't think you can. Both wrong. Some you can, some you can't. Last question. What do you do if the system lags? Swap in an 8155 chip. You're seriously the worst class I've ever had. Clear the background, clear the background. Clear the background, you get it? It's screen brightness. Adjusts automatically with ambient light. It's just that the way it adjusts is a bit abrupt. Why does the screen flicker bright and dim? Because it's flickering bright and dim outside. Can't it just ease into the transition? Maybe it's because BYD has too many sensors. Even with the fastback shape, the Seal's rear seat space isn't cramped at all. In fact, it's quite good. More headroom than the Deepal SL03, more legroom than the ET5, a more comfortable seating position than the Model 3, a more reclined backrest than the EQS. The cushion is long and thick. The floor is low and flat. Elegant, so elegant. But storage space isn't quite as good. The standard front trunk, without options, is much smaller than the Deepal SL03s. Can't fit a carry-on. The trunk opening doesn't compare to the Deepal SL03s. Not convenient for loading large bags. And the space is smaller than most gas cars in this class too. But still, the Seal's build quality and materials are genuinely a step above the Deepal SL03s. The higher price does have its reasons. So where does Tesla's high price come from then? The high price comes from it not bothering to explain. Of course, looking premium isn't enough, by TSU's standard. It has to drive premium to count as a good car. The Seal was born from the CTB Pure Electric platform. Double wishbone up front, multi-link in back. Sounds sporty already. The low seating position. A steering wheel with a wide adjustment range. Feels sporty the moment you sit in it. This is the best driving car in BYD's history. You haven't even driven it yet. Don't need to. I already know. Little AO's instinct wasn't wrong. The Seal's driving feel far surpasses every other BYD model. Steering has little slack. Points well. Has a bit of a performance car feel. Maximum power listed on the gauge. Several drive modes for you to pick from. Throttle delay is about 0.4 seconds. Ride comfort doesn't get in the way. Reg and braking isn't jarring. Gas car drivers all say it's good. The Seal also has an amazing feature called Comfort Parking. It automatically fine-tunes your braking force, making your braking smoother. Your braking is so gentle. I love it. You flatter me. Turns a beginner into a seasoned driver instantly. Little Lou, do you know what BYD's biggest weakness used to be? Its name, BYD? No. The driver assist was terrible. It really was. No wait, it was the chassis. The chassis? Now we can describe the Seal's chassis like this. Soft over bad roads without falling apart. No shake at all over manhole covers, composed through tight corners, even speed bumps, feels soft and bouncy. What's the Seal's secret recipe for fusing the high-rigidity blade battery to the body? The chassis tuning has some real skill. Now that BYD has fixed this weakness, that means it's unbeatable. Yep, unbeatable. This chassis, especially the rear axle, feels a bit soft. It's not that bad. The Deepal SL03 is what you'd call soft. Besides, comfort is what matters most. Look at all these cars with stiff chassis. Which of them actually sells well? Tesla. Bottoming out at speed bumps isn't a major issue. Just slow down to avoid it. But some roads, you can't slow down for, and can't avoid either. This chassis, especially the rear axle, feels a bit stiff. A chassis being soft sometimes and stiff other times is normal. But it shouldn't be this stiff on the highway. This road clearly looks smooth, but it keeps jolting. Is it possible the tires are overinflated? Tire pressure is normal. What if it's like this? On the bad road just now, it didn't actually absorb that much vibration. So by conservation of energy, once we hit a smooth road, it's releasing it now. On a slightly uneven highway, the Seal's chassis has this soft yet stiff, stiff yet soft, strange feeling. If a really soft chassis feels like this on the highway, and a really stiff one feels like this, then the Seal's chassis feels like this. The road feel in the back seat is honestly a bit more present than I'd like, but look at the front. Still really comfortable sitting there. True, the road feel under your seat is lacking, but there's way too much in your hands. A steering wheel really only needs weighted feedback, but the Seal adds extra vibration feedback on top. The steering column might go straight to the ground. It's like getting a hand massage. Seal owner. You're a Seal owner too. A buzzing steering wheel isn't a big deal. After all, when little AO drives, he always wears gloves. Why are you wearing gloves? 313 horsepower, rear-wheel drive. You should know what I'm about to do. Can it not drift? It can drift, but the moment you drift even a little, the ESP kicks in automatically. Can't they just let you have full control? You can. Pay $27,000 more for the all-wheel drive performance version with ITC, then another $20,000 for the sport package, and that unlocks drift mode. Got it. Does the Seal have a cousin called Penguin? As we all know, Tiexiu is always extremely picky about handling, but honestly for the average user, in everyday driving scenarios, the Seal is already plenty good. It has the most beautiful exterior in BYD's history, the most advanced body structure, and the best driving and riding experience. It's not just BYD's peak achievement so far. In our view, it's also currently the obvious choice at this price point. If you went back a few years, you probably couldn't have imagined that the BYD that built that kind of car could one day build this kind of car. That one day people would be willing to wait, as long as they'd wait for a Porsche, just to get a BYD. That one day driving a BYD could even earn a thumbs up from strangers, dramatized based on a real owner's story. That one day it would actually become a leader in new energy vehicles. BYD's growth story is like an inspirational tale, telling the story that hard work pays off. And now this story is being translated into multiple languages, and the best part of this story has only just begun. As we all know, Tiexiu spoils his fans. We said we'd review the Seal at 50,000 likes, but we're doing it even though we're short, for making this episode happen. First thanks to Billy. Thanks to the parking lot manager for the help, for letting us get our hands on this incredibly precious Seal. So as always, let's see what odd questions everyone sent in. Question: which has better value, the Seal or the Deepal SL03? Where's the Seal's extra price coming from? Both have pretty good value within their own price tiers, especially BYD, since it develops and produces everything in-house. So when it comes to value for money and new energy, it doesn't fear anyone, but it depends on the trim. Forget the Deepal hydrogen version, that one's $699,000. For the Seal we've only driven the standard and long range, the all-wheel drive performance version. We can't say for sure yet. The Seal is noticeably more expensive than the Deepal SL03. The driving experience is better. The chassis materials are better. Whether the interior looks good is debatable, but its costs are definitely higher. How does the steering feel? Is there a lot of play? The Seal's steering is BYD's best ever. Much less play than before. Good feel and good precision. But in sports steering mode, it gets a bit too heavy. And once you're on the highway, it gets a lot heavier still. Takes a bit of getting used to. Does the steering wheel buzz over consecutive speed bumps? The only issue with the Seal's steering is that the road feel is overly rich. It doesn't just buzz over big speed bumps. Those small white ones buzz it too. Drive on concrete road, and your hands go numb. At least it's just a buzz, not a hard jolt like a Ford. How much does real range drop off? Since this car is easy to drive, we couldn't help driving it aggressively. Indicated consumption was 16.5 kilowatt hours. Range came in at 71% of rated. How does the Seal's chassis feel? Can the rear suspension handle uneven roads? The Seal's chassis is BYD's best ever. Finally not loose anymore. Way better than the Han. And overall body rigidity is very good, but the chassis tuning still has room to improve. Its strengths and weaknesses are both pretty clear. It's at its best on bad roads, big potholes and speed bumps. Filtering is really comfortable. Quality feel is great. And body roll in corners isn't bad either. It's middling on speed bumps at speed. The springs are a bit soft. The bounce over bumps falls somewhere between the Model 3 and the Deepal SL03. Still acceptable. The weak spot is on uneven highways. The back seat gets constant small jolts, which hurts comfort. The official recommended tire pressure is 2.5 front, 2.9 rear. We tried 2.5 front and rear. Didn't help much, so some fans commented. They test drove it 3 times, and got a different feeling each time. That's pretty normal. Is the Seal's chassis too low? How's the ground clearance? We happened to drive a Model 3 these last couple days too. Did a rough comparison. The Seal's closest point to the ground is its front lip. About the same as the Model 3's, but in the middle it sits higher than the Model 3. Based on data online, the Seal's approach angle is 13 degrees, while most mid-sized sedans are around 15 degrees, and add in the soft springs. So ground clearance really is somewhat worse. So when you're going in and out of the basement garage, you'll want to slow down. But don't worry too much. The steepest garage ramp near us, I've taken a Taycan down it. If the roads near you are really rough, then we'd suggest getting an SUV instead. Since we've mentioned the Model 3, let's compare the two. Its advantages are extremely strong driver assist, super agile steering, very fast power response, and oh, the name Tesla. The Seal's advantages are better build quality, more luxurious interior, more comfortable back seat, and a more affordable price. The chassis difference isn't that huge either. The Model 3 bounces over bumps too, and the Seal jolts on flat roads too. If the Model 3's bumping is like getting punched, then the Seal's bumping is more like a mix of pinching, scratching, and patting. Not as painful but still annoying. Is the throttle response really slow? The delay is pretty noticeable in eco and standard modes. In sport mode with light pressure the delay is small, but with heavier pressure, there's still about a 0.4 second delay. That's a normal level, not particularly slow. Right now only Tesla and the Taycan have basically no delay, which feels great to drive, but is also tiring over long drives. How bad is the driver assist? Exactly. How do I put this? On a straight line it weaves left and right. Take a corner, and it's a near miss every time. Suggest you partner up with DJI, since you're both based in Shenzhen anyway. Does the back seat fold flat? No, but if you insist on sleeping back there, we won't stop you. Can it drift? No, the moment you slip even a little, the ESP kicks in automatically. That's normal too. If rear-wheel drive let you drift freely, how would they sell the performance version then? How's the Dynaudio sound system for the price?
本期节目到此结束，记得3连哦，我们下期再见，拜拜。